Okay, so let's dive right in. And I think like the best place to start is with a legal drama that's been going on for a while now. It's been a major storyline.
For sure.
Erika Jayne's lawsuit. So just to kind of like refresh everyone's memory, back in September 2021, there was this $24 million lawsuit.
Huge.
Huge. Yeah, it was filed by Alyssa Miller,
Right.
who's the bankruptcy trustee for Thomas Girardi's firm. And, you know, just to set the stage here, what is the actual core accusation against Erika in this whole thing?
Well, at the heart of it, it all comes down to this allegation that Erika was spending funds that actually belonged to Thomas's former clients.
Okay.
And the bankruptcy trustee, who's basically in charge of getting money back for creditors, you know, in a bankruptcy case,
Right.
they argue that she knew about Thomas's alleged, you know, financial misconduct and that she directly benefited from it.
And Erika's response to all of this whole time has been pretty consistent, hasn't it?
It is very consistent. She has denied any wrongdoing.
Okay. Completely.
Like completely. She said she had no idea about Thomas's, you know, any financial crimes and that she was kept in the dark about how his law firm, Girardi Keese, was actually operating.
Okay, so she's basically saying she had zero knowledge of any of this.
Zero knowledge.
Okay.
Didn't participate.
So where do things stand right now? Because I've seen some headlines saying that, like, a trial is coming up.
It is definitely heading to trial.
Okay.
Judge Ann Huang has been assigned to the case. And although they haven't set an exact date yet, they're saying it'll probably happen sometime after June.
After June, okay.
Yeah, so we're getting close.
All right, so I've also seen that there are some pretty specific details in the court documents
Oh, yeah?
that the trustee is bringing to the table. So what are some of the big ones that, like, stand out to you?
So the court documents, they go into detail about how Erika was using Thomas's credit cards.
Personal credit card.
Some credit cards, yeah.
Okay.
And this was apparently for a lot of expenses related to her entertainment career.
Okay, so, like, between when and when are we talking about here?
This was a long time.
Okay.
This was between 2007 and 2020.
Okay.
So over a decade. Yeah. And then the lawsuit also says that Girardi Keese directly paid for a lot of her business expenses through her company.
Which is?
EJ Global LLC.
Okay, so EJ Global.
EJ Global LLC.
And how is the trustee connecting all this spending to the case? Like, what's their big argument here?
So the trustees is basically saying that Erika knew what was going on.
Okay.
And that she was a willing participant in what they're calling Thomas Girardi's criminal enterprise.
Okay.
And they're saying that all this money that was used for her lifestyle, you know, for her career, came directly from clients' money that was allegedly, you know, misappropriated.
Okay, so they're saying it was all connected.
All connected.
All right, but Erika's legal team isn't just sitting back and letting this happen, right?
Oh, no, they are definitely fighting back.
Okay.
They're saying that, first of all, there's no actual promissory note.
Okay.
No written agreement that says EJ Global owed any money to Girardi Keese.
Okay.
And they're saying that, like, for a huge law firm like that, a big debt like the one they're alleging would have been in writing, for sure.
We think?
You would think, right?
Yeah.
So they're also really disputing these accusations that Erika was knowingly part of anything criminal. They're saying it's false, there's no evidence, and it's actually malicious.
Okay, so malicious how?
Well, they're basically implying that the trustee is trying to tarnish Erika's reputation.
Okay.
You know, maybe even pressure her into settling.
Okay, so it's getting messy.
Oh, it's definitely messy.
And one thing I found really interesting is how Erika's team has been bringing up Thomas's separate criminal trial.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
To help defend her.
It is a good point.
So what's the connection there?
So they're pointing out that even during Thomas's criminal trial, where, remember, he was found guilty of wire fraud and embezzling millions from clients.
Yes.
The federal prosecutors never once accused Erika of anything.
Huh.
And neither side even called her as a witness.
Oh.
Yeah, so they're saying that if she was really involved in this, you know, criminal enterprise like the trustee claims, wouldn't the prosecutors have gone after her too?
That's a really good point.
Right. It definitely raises some questions
Yeah.
about the trustee's case in this civil lawsuit.
So as we head towards this trial, who are some of the key people we might hear from?
Well, Erika herself is definitely expected to testify.
Okay.
And yeah, you know, I'm sure it's going to be a big moment when that happens.
Yep.
But beyond that, we don't know exactly who else will be called.
Okay.
It's still kind of under wraps, but it is very likely that both sides are going to bring in some expert witnesses.
Okay.
Probably forensic accountants and legal experts to really dig into all those financial details.
Right, and probably give totally different interpretations of what happened.
Oh, for sure. And those experts are going to be key in helping the jury understand this really complex financial stuff.
Okay, so, speaking of Thomas Girardi, his own legal situation is obviously incredibly serious.
Yeah, it really is.
I mean, he was convicted of wire fraud and embezzling over $15 million.
It's hard to even fathom that amount of money.
I know.
And it's all from people who trusted him.
Yeah.
His clients.
And he's waiting to be sentenced right now?
He is.
Okay. And what are we looking at, possibly?
Well, the prosecutors are recommending a 14-year prison sentence.
Oh.
And that he has to pay back a lot of money, as restitution.
Right.
But his defense team, they're asking for leniency.
Okay. And what's their argument?
They're saying that he has dementia.
Wow.
And that this should be taken into consideration.
It's so sad, for everyone involved.
The whole thing is just so tragic.
And on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills finale, Erika actually talked about all of this a little bit.
She did.
Yeah.
She actually reflected on it and called it the downfall of someone she was with for a really long time.
Yeah.
And she talked about how sad it was to see his story end this way.
Yeah.
Especially because he was once so respected and accomplished.
Yeah.
And you could tell she was still really trying to process everything.
Okay, so lots of heavy stuff going on there.
Definitely.
All right, let's shift gears a bit and talk about a big cast change that has everyone buzzing.
Okay.
Garcelle Beauvais leaving The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Big news.
Big news, and this all came out after what sounded like a very tense reunion taping.
It did. It sounded intense.
So what have we heard about this whole situation?
Well, Andy Cohen talked about Garcelle's exit recently, and he revealed that she was not in a good place emotionally after filming that reunion.
Okay.
And he actually said he had like a serious off-camera conversation with her before she even went on Watch What Happens Live.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which I think shows how serious her decision to leave was.
Right.
Yeah.
So what was the main reason she decided to leave?
Well, from what Andy said and from what Garcelle herself kind of hinted at, it seems like it was mostly personal reasons.
Okay.
Her kids are going to their senior year of high school.
Right.
And she just felt like it was time to focus on her life outside of all the, drama of reality TV.
Makes sense.
And Andy said it was like a really heartfelt conversation, and in the end, Garcelle just felt like she needed to step away for a bit.
Yeah, take care of herself.
Exactly. Put her family and herself first.
Okay. So it sounds as if it was a tough decision, but maybe not a permanent goodbye.
Yeah, maybe not.
Because Andy seemed to leave things open a little bit.
He did. He did. He actually told Garcelle to call them in a year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, if she feels like coming back.
Interesting.
So yeah, it sounds like the door is definitely not closed.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's jump over to the East Coast now and talk about the Real Housewives of New York City.
Oh, yes.
Because the rumor mill is always going strong.
Always.
Especially when it comes to casting.
Of course.
So what's the latest we're hearing about season 16?
Well, Andy Cohen recently gave an update, and he said that right now, no returning cast members have been confirmed.
Officially confirmed.
Officially confirmed, yeah.
All right.
So it's still up in the air.
Uh-huh.
And he also said that it's very possible that not everyone from last season will be asked back.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah. So some shakeups could be coming.
Okay. And lately, there's been a lot of speculation about some potential crossover from Summer House.
Oh, yeah.
Specifically, Lindsay Hubbard and Paige DeSorbo.
The Summer House ladies coming to the city?
Exactly. So is there any truth to those rumors?
Well, Andy addressed those rumors directly.
Okay.
And he said that there haven't been any serious conversations with either Lindsay or Paige about them joining RHONY.
Okay.
He doesn't really see Paige making the jump right now.
Uh-huh.
But he did mention that Lindsay has been very vocal about wanting to be on the show.
Online?
Yeah, online. She's been posting about it a lot.
Interesting.
So who knows what could happen.
All right, well, let's move on from casting rumors and talk about some spicy commentary.
Oh, I love some spicy commentary.
Coming from a former housewife, Bethenny Frankel.
Of course, Bethenny always has something to say.
Always.
And she's not afraid to say it.
No, she is not. And she is back in the headlines with her opinions about Harry Hamlin's pasta sauce.
Oh, the pasta sauce drama.
I know. So this all started with Bethenny reviewing Harry's red wine pasta sauce.
Okay.
And she was not impressed.
Not at all.
Even after heating it up.
Apparently not.
And this, of course, got people talking.
Naturally.
And Harry himself even responded.
Oh, he did, with a bit of a dig?
Yeah, he kind of implied that Bethenny maybe doesn't have the best taste.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, a little jab back at her.
And as we know, Bethenny does not back down from a little back and forth.
Oh, never. So what does she say?
So she went on her podcast to give more of her thoughts.
Okay.
And she said that she thinks the sauce Harry makes at home is probably way better than what they're selling in stores.
Okay.
Like a totally different product.
Okay.
And she even said that Harry and his team messed up a big marketing opportunity.
Okay, how so?
Because they didn't lean into her critique.
Interesting.
You know, she was saying that there's this thing called hate buying.
Hate buying?
Hate buying, yeah. Where negative attention can actually boost sales. Because people are like, oh, I have to try this and see if it's really that bad.
Oh, that's interesting. I've never thought about it like that.
Right. It's a fascinating consumer behavior.
Yeah, it is.
You know, people get curious.
Yeah.
Especially when something is controversial.
So what did Bethenny think Harry should have done instead?
Well, she thought he should have engaged with her review directly.
Okay.
Like maybe acknowledge her feedback.
Okay.
Even suggest doing something together, like a collaboration, or just having a conversation about the sauce.
Okay.
You know, talk about the differences between homemade versus store-bought.
Right.
She thought that would have been really smart PR.
Smart PR, and maybe even good for business.
Exactly. Turn that negative attention into something positive.
All right. So she also brought up her own experience on RHONY and talked about how cast trips were edited.
Oh, yeah. She went there.
She did. So what was her take?
So Bethenny was saying that when she was on the show, she would often show up late to the cast trips.
Right.
And leave early. But she still thinks she brought a lot of drama and memorable moments.
Okay.
And she even talked about a conversation she had with producer Lisa Shannon,
Okay.
who apparently told her that scenes without Bethenny often weren't working.
Wow.
Yeah. So Bethenny's take is that she was kind of essential to the show's success.
Essential to the drama.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's head back to Beverly Hills now and talk about Boz St. John, who is dealing with some interesting fan reactions this season.
It seems like it.
Yeah, it seems like she's getting some criticism about her alliances within the cast.
Yeah, and it all kind of started when she defended Dort Kemsley.
Right.
When Dort was having those disagreements with Garcelle and Sutton.
Right.
And some fans were not happy about it.
And what were they saying?
Well, one fan actually accused Boz of being like muscle.
Muscle?
Yeah, muscle for what they call problematic cast members.
Oh.
Yeah, it got pretty heated.
And how did Boz respond to that?
She went right on social media. And she basically pointed out that she had a very successful career long before Real Housewives.
Okay.
Like she was already dealing with complicated stuff, you know, before the cameras were around.
Right. She didn't just show up.
Exactly. She was like, I've got this.
Yeah, I'm not here to be anyone's muscle.
Exactly.
But then she also posted about Garcelle leaving.
She did. And in that post, she actually praised Garcelle's time on the show.
Okay.
And said that she wished viewers could have seen more examples of how different opinions and friendships could coexist.
Interesting.
Yeah. It seemed like she was trying to show that there's not always just this black and white, you know, good versus bad dynamic.
Yeah, and she also seemed to be acknowledging that she was sad to see Garcelle go.
She did. But even with that, some viewers still weren't happy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, especially after Boz went on Watch What Happens Live with Erika.
What happened?
People felt like they were giving Garcelle the cold shoulder.
Like shading her.
Yeah, shading her.
Even though she just posted all this nice stuff.
Right? So people were calling them out for being two-faced.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was not a good look.
All right, let's jump over to Southern Charm and Summer House territory now and talk about Craig Conover.
Okay, let's do it.
Because he's been in the headlines a lot lately.
Always up to something.
Always. And a lot of it has to do with his relationship with Paige DeSorbo, which is officially over.
It is?
Yeah, he confirmed that they have broken up, and he even gave back the engagement ring.
Oh, wow. So it was serious.
Yeah, it seems like it was.
Interesting.
And he also had some strong opinions about how their breakup was portrayed on Summer House.
Oh, he did not hold back.
No, he did not.
What did he say?
Well, he basically accused some of the other cast members of creating this whole fake narrative.
Fake narrative, okay.
Yeah, about their breakup. And he was saying that before all that, Paige was telling everyone that he was the best boyfriend she'd ever had.
Oh, so he's saying that the storyline was kind of manufactured.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Wow.
And he specifically called out Ciara Miller, Amanda Batula, and Kyle Cook.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, implying that they were all kind of ganged up on him.
So he's not happy with them?
Not happy with them.
Okay.
But there was one big question that came up a lot.
What's that?
Why did Paige feel like Craig wasn't supporting her career?
Right. That was a big part of their storyline on the show.
It was. So what was his response to that?
Well, Craig said that Paige always felt supported by him.
Okay.
And he said that a lot of what people are seeing on Summer House is basically not the full picture.
Misleading.
Misleading, yeah.
And he even said that Paige was talking about getting married and starting a family.
Oh, wow.
Shortly before they broke up.
So he's painting a different picture.
Very different picture.
Yeah.
Okay, so sounds like a messy situation.
It does.
Has Craig moved on romantically?
He has. He's dating someone new.
Okay, and is it?
That's not Sally Carson, who he was seeing for a bit.
Right.
This is someone new, and he seems really happy.
Good for him.
Yeah.
And there's also been some fallout with his Southern Charm co-star, Vanita Aspen.
What happened there?
Yeah, so they're not friends anymore.
Oh, no, why?
Well, Craig said it's because he felt like Vanita was gossiping about his breakup and siding with Paige.
Oh, so loyalty is important to him?
Very important. He said that Vanita wasn't being a true friend.
Okay, so he's drawing some lines in the sand.
He is.
Got it.
But in a lighter moment, he was asked to write a past makeout session with a Laguna Beach alum.
Ooh, juicy.
Very juicy. And they didn't say the name, but it seemed pretty clear that it was Kristen Cavallari.
Oh, wow.
And he gave it an 8.5 out of 10.
Not bad, not bad.
Not bad.
Yeah.
And finally, on the Southern Charm front, what was his reaction to Jarrett JT Thomas showing up at the reunion?
Oh, JT's back.
Well, he was there for the taping, at least.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and Craig basically called it an attention grab.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he said that people don't usually leave a show and then come back for the reunion.
Right.
Except for Cameron Eubanks.
Yeah, she's the exception.
And he also made it very clear that he considers the Paige and Naomi chapters closed.
Closed.
Done and dusted.
Got it.
Okay, so back to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Denise Richards has been talking about the possibility of coming back to the show.
Oh, really?
And also about her relationship with Lisa Rinna.
Ooh, that's a big one.
It is. So it sounds like she might be open to returning?
Yeah, she said she'd be open to it.
Okay.
Especially because she's still close with some of the women on the cast.
Like who?
She specifically mentioned Sutton Strack.
Okay.
So, yeah, it sounds like that friendship is still going strong.
But of course, there's that whole thing with Lisa Rinna.
Right. Their friendship ended very publicly.
And it doesn't sound like they've made up.
No, not at all.
And Denise actually said that losing that friendship was really hard for her.
Understandably.
And she said she's still struggling with it.
Yeah, that's a long friendship to just lose.
I know. And she also said that she felt very alone at the season 10 reunion.
Like nobody had her back?
Yeah, except for Garcelle.
Right.
And now Sutton. So do you think there's any chance of her and Lisa Rinna making up?
Well, Denise said she doesn't see it happening anytime soon.
Okay.
But she did say never.
Okay, so there's a glimmer of hope.
Maybe a tiny glimmer.
But she did emphasize that, a friendship that lasted for over 20 years.
Wow, that's a long time.
I know.
Yeah.
Isn't going to be fixed just by talking about it on a podcast?
Right. They need to have some real conversation.
Real conversations.
Yeah, behind closed doors.
So remind me, why did Denise decide not to come back for season 11?
Well, she said it was because she didn't feel supported by the group.
Okay.
After all those rumors about Brandi Glanville.
Right.
And that really tough reunion.
Yeah.
She just felt like she didn't have any real allies on the show at that point.
Except for Garcelle.
Exactly.
Okay, so she also talked about Garcelle's decision to leave.
She did. She said she was surprised,
Uh-huh.
but that she's happy for Garcelle, if it's really what she wants.
Okay.
And she acknowledged that being on the show takes a lot of time and energy.
Yeah.
And it can be really emotionally draining.
So sometimes you just need to step away.
Exactly.
Okay, so the drama never starts.
Never.
Let's go to New Jersey now, where Dolores Catania had some very strong words for Bethenny Frankel.
Oh, boy, what happened?
This was all in response to some comments that Bethenny made about the Real Housewives of New Jersey.
Okay, so what did Bethenny say?
Well, Bethenny called RHONJ a trash bin of a show.
Oh, wow.
And she said that the cast members were broke.
Oh, that's harsh.
Yeah, Dolores was not having it.
Okay, so how did she respond?
Well, she called Bethenny a dumpster fire.
Oh, my.
And insufferable.
Ouch.
And she even said that Bethenny is only memorable for her bad energy.
Okay, so she really went for it.
She did, and she also accused Bethenny of being a hypocrite.
How so?
Well, she said that Bethenny is basically putting down the same platform that made her famous.
Right, the Real Housewives franchise?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a point.
And she basically told Bethenny, if you hate it so much, then just stop talking about it.
Yeah, I mean, she's got a point.
But it wasn't just Dolores who had something to say.
Oh, really? Who else weighed in?
Well, Tamra Judge had a theory.
Okay.
She thinks Bethenny is trying to be like the Howard Stern of Housewife.
The Howard Stern of Housewives.
Yeah, always stirring the pot.
Interesting.
And Jennifer Fessler also had a strong reaction.
Yeah, what did she say?
She went on Instagram And basically said that she disagrees with Bethenny's assessment of the RHOJ cast's finances.
Okay.
And that the comparison to RHOY just doesn't make sense.
Okay.
And then Dolores shared Jennifer's post and said that she totally agrees.
So they're teaming up against Bethenny.
It seems like it.
Interesting.
Okay, so Lisa Rinna has also shared her reasons for leaving the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Okay.
And it sounds like the fans played a big role in her decision.
Yeah, she basically blamed the mean fans and social media for her exit.
Really?
Yeah, she said they ran her off the show.
Wow.
And she said they villainized her to the point where it was just too much.
That's intense.
It is, and it really shows how much power the fans have.
Yeah, and how much those online reactions can affect people.
Absolutely.
She did say that she knows the fans eventually turn on everyone.
Yeah, it seems like that happens a lot in these franchises.
It does.
Yeah.
But she felt like the hate directed at her was just way too intense.
Yeah. I could see how that would be really hard to deal with.
And she also mentioned that this all happened around the same time that her mother passed away.
Oh, wow. So she was going through a lot personally.
Yeah, it must have been an incredibly difficult time.
Sounds like it.
She also gave a little update on her relationship with Lisa Vanderpump.
Oh, really? I thought they were still feuding.
It seems like they are.
Okay.
She said that they sometimes go to the same sushi restaurant.
Oh, wow. In L.A.
Yeah,
Oh,
but they just pretend they don't see each other.
Oh, so they're just ignoring each other.
Pretty much.
Wow. Some things never change.
So speaking of Garcelle leaving RHOBH, Lisa Rinna made a bit of a statement on social media.
Yeah, what did she do?
Well, shortly after the news came out, Rinna posted on her Instagram story celebrating the Fox Force 5.
Who are the Fox Force 5 again?
That's the group with Kyle Richards, Erika Jayne Kemsley, and Teddy Mellencamp.
Right, right.
And this group has had a lot of conflict with Garcelle over the years.
Yeah, definitely.
And then Kyle Richards actually reshared Rinna's post.
Oh, wow. So they're doubling down.
It seems like it.
Interesting.
And a lot of people thought it was kind of a shady move.
Like they were happy to see Garcelle go.
Yeah, and then Erika and Boz went on Watch What Happens Live.
Right.
And it did not go over well.
What happened?
People thought they were really dismissive of Garcelle leaving.
Oh, no.
Yeah, like there were all these awkward silences,
Awkward.
and people thought they were throwing shade.
Even though Boz had said nice things about Garcelle online.
Exactly, so people were calling them out for being fake.
And it sounds like Erika got some extra backlash.
She did.
Because of her past behavior towards Garcelle
Oh.
and all the legal drama.
Okay, so last but not least, let's talk about Paige DeSorbo's side of the story.
Okay.
This is about her breakup with Craig and what came out on Summer House.
Okay.
So Paige basically accused Craig of being a secret hater.
A secret hater.
Yeah, she felt like he was secretly unsupportive of her career.
Oh, wow.
And she said that Craig admitted to her off camera that he wouldn't say on the show that her career was bigger than his.
Because
he thought it would be negative for her.
What?
Yeah, I know. It's weird. Yep. And Paige felt like this meant that he was insecure.
Right, like he felt threatened by her success.
Yeah, and she questioned whether she could be with someone who was resentful of her achievements.
That's a big deal.
It is. And to add to all of this, she also revealed that she'd been getting flirty texts from Jesse Solomon.
Oh my gosh, this just keeps